Ladies and gentlemen, stand in front of your mirror after 1 workout minus. You'll see nothing. Look again after 2 minus. Still nothing after 3. The same. This is exactly where dreams die for most people. But champions, they understand something powerful. Greatness isn't built in moments. It's built in months, years, decades of consistent effort. You know what fascinates me about success? Some people touch gold and everything transforms. Others push and push yet barely move an inch forward. The difference, it's not talent. I've seen talented people fail. It's not luck. I've watched lucky breaks waste away. It's not even intelligence. Some of the smartest people I know are still dreaming instead of doing. The difference is consistency, pure, simple, powerful consistency. Let me share something that changed my life forever. I met an Olympic athlete last year. Know what she told me? People see my gold medal. They don't see the 3,650 training sessions that came before it. 10 years. Every single day. No exceptions. No excuses. The immense power of daily actions. Here is a truth about success that most people never grasp. It's not about those dramatic moments you see in movies. It's not about working until you collapse. It's not about those rare bursts of motivation. It's about showing up. Every single day, think about this. Does a single great speech make you a great speaker? Does one perfect golf swing make you a golf pro? Does one productive day make you successful? It's the countless hours of practice when nobody's watching. The water principle. Let me tell you about water. Soft, flowing water. Dull, harmless, right? But this same gentle force carved the Grand Canyon. Not in a day, not in a year, but drop by drop, day after day, century after century. In my garden, I learned this lesson the hard way. I once tried to compensate for a week of neglect by drowning my plants with water. Know what happened? They died. Not from 2 little water mines, from inconsistency. This principle applies to everything in life. Your relationships, your business, your health, your skills. Small, consistent actions always beat sporadic, massive efforts. The comet meant revolution. Let me share something that might shock you. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and underestimate what they can do in a year. I tried to sprint a marathon. I remember starting my first business. I worked 18-hour days, sacrificed sleep, pushed harder than anyone I knew, and crashed spectacularly after 3 weeks. Why? Because intensity without consistency is like a flame without fuel, bright but brief. The progress paradox. Here's where it gets interesting. You're working hard, showing up every day, but you can't see results. That's when most people quit. But let me tell you about the bamboo tree. Chinese bamboo takes 5 years to break through the ground, 5 years of watering, fertilizing, caring. Nothing visible happens. Then, in the 6th year, it grows 90 feet in 6 weeks. The question isn't whether it grew 90 feet in 6 weeks or 5 years in 6 weeks. The question is, would you have the consistency to water something for 5 years with no visible results? A prop, a forge. Want to know what happens when you stay consistent? You don't just build skills, you build yourself. Every time you show up when you don't feel like it. Every time you continue when others quit. Every time you push through 1 more rep, 1 more hour, 1 more attempt. You're not just building success, you are building character. The daily revolution. Let me give you a formula that transformed thousands of lives. Take your biggest goal. Now break it down into the smallest possible daily action, something so small it seems almost insignificant. Want to write a book? Art 300 words daily. Want to transform your body? Do 10 minutes of exercise? Want to build a business? Make 1 sales call. The Mona effect. Let me tell you about James. You wanted to lose 100 pounds. Previous attempts, all failures. Why? Because he tried to transform overnight. Then he changed his approach. Started with walking just 5 minutes daily. That's it. Seemed ridiculously easy. Almost meaningless. But here is what happened. Those 5 minutes became 10. 10 became 20. Walking became jogging. 1 year later, down 80 pounds. Not from some miracle diet. Not from some miracle diet. The power of boring. You know what's funny about success? It's boring, zenably boring. The most successful people I know, they do the same things every day. They're not chasing excitement. They're not looking for shortcuts. They're simply showing up doing the work day after day after day after day. Take Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in history. His secret: he reads every day 500 pages, has done so for 70 years. Boring, yes. Effective, okay. The compound effect it. Think about your bank account. If you saved $100 today, would you be rich? What about $100 every week for 30 years? No, we're talking about real wealth. Success works exactly the same way. Every small action compounds. Every consistent effort multiplies. It's not about what you do once. It's about what you do consistently. The fluidity shifted. Here's something powerful about consistency. It doesn't just change what you do. It changes who you are when you show up every day. You are not just building habits, you are building a new identity. You become the person who doesn't miss hoard, the entrepreneur who always follows up, the artist who creates daily, the parent who never misses bedtime stories. Though, test, let me ask you something. What if success was guaranteed? What if you knew minds with absolute certainty that your actions would pay off? Would you keep showing up? Because that's exactly what consistency offers. It's not a question of if, mine's it's a question of when. The consistency oath, stand up. Right now, being the weight of all your unfinished projects, your abandoned dreams, your some dad goals. Repeat after me. I commit to consistency. I embrace the daily grind. I understand that greatness is built one day at a time, and I start today. Define and Khalid. Be averse today. Pick one goal, one dream, one ambition, and commit to taking one small action toward it every single day, no matter what. Because here is the ultimate truth. The size of your success, the impact of your life, the legacy you leave behind. It all comes down to one simple question. How consistent are you willing to be? Remember this moment. Years from now, you'll look back and realize this was the day everything changed. This was the day you chose consistency over convenience, excellence over excuses, greatness over mediocrity. Your transformation begins now, not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready. Now, make every day count, because consistency, it's not just what you do, it's who you become. And always remember, together we persist, together we grow. Together we prove that consistency beats intensity every time. Your journey to greatness starts with a single step and continues with 1,000 more. Are you ready to begin? Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hardest part of change isn't making a new choice. Minus it's not making the same choice as yesterday. When that discomfort hits, most people retreat to what feels right. But here is the truth. It doesn't feel right, it just feels familiar. When to know why most people stay average? Because they're trying to avoid the very thing that would make them exceptional. Discomfort. Think about that for a moment. Are you choosing comfort over greatness? Let that question sit with you, the death of familiar. Let me tell you something about transformation. Going from your old self to your new self is actually a death. A neurological, chemical, biological, and hormonal death of who you used to be. This isn't metaphorical. This is science. I remember working with an executive named Sarah. For 20 years, she built her identity around being a corporate leader. When she decided to start her own business, she experienced what she called identity vertigo. Everything familiar was gone. Everything comfortable had vanished. Today, we're going to learn why that void, that uncertainty, that unknown might is actually your greatest opportunity for creation. The comfort zone trap here is a brutal truth. You will fail in your comfort zone. Not might fail, will fail. Success is not a comfortable procedure. Let me repeat that. Success is not a comfortable procedure. Think of a butterfly emerging from its cocoon. If you help it by making its struggle easier, you actually kill it. The struggle itself creates the strength to fly. Nature knows something we often forget. Comfort is death. Let me tell you about Marcus. He was a talented programmer who never left his comfort zone. Same job for 15 years. Some skills, some routine. Then his entire department was automated. His comfort zone became his trap. Action number 1, start your discomfort diary each day. Document one thing you did that made you uncomfortable and what it taught you. Make it real, make it raw. The beta expander. We all live in bubbles of comfort, but here is the thing about bubbles: they either expand or they pop. Here is no standing still in life. You are either growing or dying. Like a muscle under tension, growth only happens at the point of resistance. No tension, no transformation. Think about the last time you grew significantly. Was it comfortable? Of course not. I worked with an athlete who was stuck at the same performance level for years. Why? Because he only trained within his comfort zone. The moment he embraced discomfort, pushed beyond his limits, his performance skyrocketed. Action Kali number 2. Undaze your bubble porting log, list your comfort zones, then commit to pushing each boundary daily. Be specific, be brave. The champions forward want. Do you know what separates champions from everyone else? They understand that hardship, pain, struggle, and frustration aren't obstacles to success. They're the building blocks of it. Consider a blacksmith's hammer. Every strike that looks like it's destroying the metal is actually forging it into something stronger. Your struggles aren't destroying you, they're creating you. Let me share something personal. When I started speaking professionally, I was terrible. Okay, terrible. Each painful performance, each awkward silence, each failed joke. They weren't failures, they were forging me. Action Ahmed number 3. Going your pain to power journal recorder. How each struggle is actually building your championship qualities. Confront your perspective. The undone creator. The undone creator. The best way to predict your future isn't to look at your past. It's to create it in the unknown, that void of uncertainty. When you are comfortable being uncomfortable, you become unstoppable. Look at Elon Musk. Space travel, electric cars, brain-computer interfaces. Each venture was a leap into the unknown. The path of Zenk. You are standing at a crossroads. One path offers comfort and mediocrity. The other promises pain and potential greatness. Which will you choose? Remember, easy routes never pay well. Comfort is the enemy of achievement. Pain is the price of transformation. Find the added. The Asperson's Judness. Stand up right now. Tie the pull of comfort calling you back. Now make this declaration. I choose discomfort over mediocrity. I choose growth over ease. I choose the hard path because that's where greatness lives. Fire your uncomfortable choice in the comments below. Let's build a community of warriors who understand that pain isn't just necessary, mindset's noble. Remember, when you avoid the struggle, you are actively choosing to be average. Is that really a choice you can live with? Together we struggle, together we grow, together we prove that the hard path is the only path worth taking. Your transformation begins now. Make your pain proud. Because in the end, the only pain worse than the pain of growth is the pain of regret. The choice is yours. Will you choose comfort and remain as you are, or will you choose discomfort and become who you were meant to be? The time is now, the person is you. The choice. Well, that's always been your stand in powerful silence. We know what fascinates me about discomfort. It's universal, whether you are a CEO or a street sweeper, an athlete or an artist. Growth always lives on the other side of comfortable. Let me tell you about pain's purpose, the Tanyan principle. Did you know that your body has over 37 trillion cells and every single one of them was forged through discomfort, through struggle, through adaptation to stress? Think about that for a moment. Your very existence is a testament to the power of productive discomfort, the courage factor. I remember meeting a woman named Rachel. She was terrified of public speaking. RS terrified, but she knew her message needed to be heard. So what did she do? She joined Toastmasters. She volunteered for every speaking opportunity. She deliberately chose discomfort. Today, she's a catchy speaker who's reached millions. Not because she became fearless, but because she learned to dance with fear. The growthication. Here is something powerful about discomfort that most people miss. It's not just about enduring pain, it's about choosing the right kind of pain. Here is the pain of discipline, and here is the pain of regret. The pain of growth and the pain of stagnation. The pain of pushing forward and the pain of staying stuck. Which pain are you choosing? The comfort conspiracy. Society has sold us a dangerous lie. They've told us that comfort is the goal, that ease is the objective.
That if something feels hard, we're doing it wrong. But look at nature. Look at how diamonds are formed. Look at how muscles grow. Look at how immunity develops. Nothing valuable comes from comfort. The reset protocol. Let me share something revolutionary. Every time you step into discomfort, you're literally rewiring your brain. You're creating new neural pathways. You're becoming a new person at a cellular level. Think about that. Your discomfort isn't just changing your circumstances. It's changing your very biology. The achievement paradox. Here's what's fascinating about achievement. The more comfortable you become with discomfort, the more uncomfortable you become with comfort. High achievers don't just tolerate discomfort, they start to crave it, because they understand something crucial. Comfort is the enemy of progress. The victory formula. Want to know the secret formula for success? Here it is. Comfort to disruption, growth. That's it. That's the equation.
But most people spend their lives trying to eliminate the disruption part. They're literally removing the key ingredient for their own success, the kinfolk question. Ask yourself this. When your story is told, what will they say about you? Will they say you played it safe, stayed comfortable, avoided risk? Or will they say you were brave? That you pushed boundaries, that you chose growth over comfort? The crowd ahead. As we wrap up today, I want to leave you with a challenge. For the next 30 days, deliberately choose one uncomfortable action each day. It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to push you beyond your comfort zone. Maybe it's having that difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's trying that new skill you've been postponing. Maybe it's finally starting that project that scares you. The power of no, Lynn. Because here is the truth. There will never be a perfect time to be uncomfortable. There will never be a moment when growth feels easy. The only time you have is now. The only choice that matters is the one you make today. Fine thoughts. Remember this, 20 years from now, you won't regret the discomfort. You won't regret the struggles. You won't regret the pain of growth. You only regret the pain of growth. You only regret the times you chose comfort over potential, the times you chose easy over extraordinary. You're at it. So I challenge you, solve discomfort today. Choose it every day till it becomes your new comfortable, because that's when the magic happens. That's when transformation occurs. That's when you become unstoppable. TET for emphasis. The path to greatness is paved with discomfort. Will you walk it? The choice is yours. The time is now. Thank you.
Opening hook, they told Elon Musk that even his heroes thought he was wrong. Neil Armstrong and Gene Cernan, the very astronauts who inspired him, testified against his commercial space dreams. His response? I wish they would come and see what we're building. Have you ever felt that fire? That burning determination when someone says you can't do something?
The feel of doubt, let me tell you something powerful. The most motivating speeches I've ever heard came from people who told me I couldn't do something, not because of what they said, but because of the fire their doubt ignited within me. When they say impossible, let me hear prove me wrong. Main content 1. The Dream Defender's Code here is a truth about big dreams. The first people who try to talk you out of them will be those closest to you. Family, friends, the ones who should be your biggest supporters. Story illustration. Think of a young tree growing through concrete. The very barrier meant to contain it becomes the proof of its strength. Action Harry number 1. Where does your doubt curls, journal? Every time someone says you can't write it down. Each doubt becomes a brick in your success story. 2. The invisible vision. Only those who can see the invisible can do the impossible. Your vision is yours alone. Don't expect others to see it. Story illustration. Imagine Columbus trying to explain sailing west to find east. Sometimes you must believe in what others can't even comprehend. Action Kevin number 2. Start your vision validation practice. Each morning, spend 5 minutes visualizing your success in vivid detail. Make it more real than our doubts. The self-belief narrative. You've got to believe in one thing above all else, yourself. Not in a book, not in someone else's words, in your own soul. Story illustration. Like a pilot flying through clouds, sometimes you must trust your instruments when you can't see the horizon. Your self-belief is your instrument. Action Amory number 3. Going the Soul Search Protocol. Spend 30 minutes in complete silence each day, connecting with your inner certainty. 4. The greatness wedding here is something revolutionary about greatness. It's not some elusive godlike feature reserved for the special few. It exists in all of us waiting to be unleashed. Your dream is yours. You don't need anyone else's permission to pursue it. The path that you are standing at a crossroads. One path leads to comfort and conformity, doing what others think possible. The other leads to your truth, doing what you know is possible. Remember, doubt is fuel for your fire. Vision is personal sil. Belief is non-negotiable. Compte dis cavi. The defiant declaration stand up. Right now, find the weight of every doubt ever thrown your way.
Now, make this declaration. I don't need your approval. I don't need your understanding. I need only my conviction. Watch me prove you wrong. Share your defiant dream in the comments below. Let's build a community of dream defenders who understand that the best revenge is massive success. Remember, every great achievement began as someone else's impossible. Together, we defy.
Together we achieve, together we prove that the only limits that matter are the ones we accept. Your vindication begins now. Make your doubters your fuel.